Stealth Army, welcome back to another video today. Hope you guys are doing great and having a wonderful day. Today we got some big features and things to discuss in today's video in regards to Spectator mode, Hardcore, and the new combat update. So these are things that a lot of people have been curious about and invested in terms of what's happening with it, when can we expect to see it, for several years, for a long time now. So we got some brief information to discuss, some tweets. I just want to keep you guys updated and let you guys know what exactly is happening and possibly when we can expect to see some of these things, because we have been waiting for a long time, like I mentioned earlier. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you're super hyped still for the 1.19 Wild update, do me a huge favor, guys, support the video with a like. I'm really looking forward to the Ancient Cities to see what changes they make. I'll probably cover that in a separate video, and we can discuss some theories, some possible loot items and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Hashtag Stealth Army if you're part of the squad. If you haven't already, please consider joining the Stealth Army. Click that subscribe button. Got constant uploads and streams planned, so you know the routine, you know the drill. Let's get straight into the video. Starting with this tweet by Prowl8413. The PvE experience is very, very different combat-wise as well. Example being you can easily spam attack numerous mobs away from you and never be in danger on Bedrock. Hopefully, the combat update gets picked up again in the future. And then Kingbdogz said, yep, definitely combat in general is very different, but we will absolutely focus on revamping both platforms when we have the capacity and feel it's the right time. For now, Wild update is our focus, and it's nice to get small wins like this in the meantime. So you guys know me, I tend to try and look at both sides, both angles, and try and see how developers are seeing this, but for the most part, I'm always going to take sides with the community, and we've been waiting for the new combat update for a long time now. It's been hinted for several years, and at one point in time, Jens was heavily invested in it. He was giving us experimental snapshots and giving us feedback on Reddit and what's going on with the combat update and the improvements and changes, and a lot of people gave constructive criticism, some really good input for the combat update for not only Java, for Bedrock, because ultimately this is dividing the community. It's something that's been dividing both versions of Minecraft for a very long time. And I feel like as they prolong that, as they continue to focus on new updates that aren't related to combat, it only complicates things. It makes things a lot more challenging to sort of close the gap between both communities. So inevitably, I feel like it's in Mojang's best interest, as well as the community's, to focus on the combat update as soon as possible, to get this going, to really dive in and fully commit to the combat update improvements. And I think it is something that they have to address very soon before they start planning the end update or start planning the next dimension or whatever else they're trying to do with Minecraft in terms of new biomes and bosses and all that stuff that's fantastic that I get easily hyped over. They have to address the combat system because they've been alluding and talking about these improvements and changes for over 4 or 5 years now. I remember during Village and Pillage update, they were introducing all of those new blocks and items, and then they were saying functionality will have to wait until they work on the new combat update or introduce the new combat mechanics like the fletching table. And then we got the smithing table, which is really cool, like being able to utilize that with new ores and craft something stronger and more powerful than you would have with a regular crafting table. But at the end of the day, you can only use it for netherite, so it feels like that was intended for something a lot more significant, a lot larger. Maybe they were going to focus on introducing a ton of new ores or a ton of new items where you can use a smithing table to craft truly unique weapons and armor pieces, like some things you would see in Minecraft dungeons, that type of unique. And I think they were trying to do that, but they just didn't have the time, or they weren't ready to commit to the combat mechanics, or they simply wanted to commit to other parity features, because there's hundreds, maybe possibly thousands of parity features that they just wanted to work on first. But I'm still going to make the same argument that certain features that we have been waiting for a long time, especially specifically related to the Bedrock community, they have to prioritize that. Really, they just have to focus on certain features that clearly makes certain experiences on Java just the better overall version. For now, at least. And I think you guys know what I mean by that. I'm not trying to roast or take down Bedrock version. I've been playing Bedrock since the beta, so I truly support it. But it really comes down to certain core features like hardcore, like spectator mode, and it looks like we got some new information, sort of. I mean, these are things we've been knowing for quite some time, but it's good to see developers, people that work on Minecraft address these things, especially when I bring it up. It truly tells you that they haven't forgotten. But last week, I did a little brief rant on Twitter because I was super frustrated with how challenging it is to enjoy new features, explore them, play around with them on Bedrock. But I just get really upset sometimes with how complicated and hard it is to test out these features on Bedrock, where I can hop on Java Edition and literally find them within 5 seconds. I'm sure you guys could find new features and beta and snapshot features specifically in a few seconds on Java Edition, whereas on Bedrock, you literally have to spend countless hours. Like, I spent so much time trying to find these features. We don't even have a biome locate command, so before this becomes a rant video, here's the tweet. I said Bedrock desperately needs spectator mode, and that's just simply the truth. I don't think that's controversial whatsoever. And then one of my friends, Kelsie, said, and hardcore, which I think we can all agree with that as well. And then I tweeted, you gotta buy hardcore, which I'm not exaggerating. You can go onto Marketplace right now, type in hardcore, and you're gonna find 76 search results for one of the most popular modes on Java Edition. So clearly, people are profiting off of hardcore, or the likeness of hardcore, or just using the name, or using the art of hardcore in their thumbnail, whatever that's called. So yeah, people are making money, which also means Microsoft is making money off of hardcore. And I'm not sure how much money they're making. I mean, I'm sure they're making quite a bit of money profiting from hardcore, but it just doesn't seem like Mojang's very urgent to implement these features, these parity features that we've been asking for since the creation of Bedrock, since the introduction of Bedrock. So it's been several years, and I just don't feel like their heart is in it. So luckily, one of my good friends, and he's just a wonderful person, David, replied by saying hardcore is a parity feature, but we'll need to do spectator first. So I really do appreciate the fact that he just replied to this, because it tells you that, yeah, they do know this is something that's really important to us, that they haven't forgotten. Now, that doesn't really tell us when we can expect these features like hardcore and spectator mode, and I believe custom superflats is announced or under review. Like, there's a lot of parity features that we're still waiting on in terms of even console edition. So they got a lot of work to do. It's great to see that they're still focusing on some really crucial parity features for Java and Bedrock, but I think when it comes to actual game modes and things that impact the overall experience for playing around with beta features, like, these are things that we need right now. Not a year from now, not 2 or 3 years from now, whenever you get to it. Like, we need these features right now in order to efficiently and hopefully positively impact the game and future updates. But thank you guys for watching. Share your ideas and feedback down below. What else do you feel like Mojang needs to focus on in terms of parity? With that said, I'll catch you guys all in the next video, so take care. Peace.